The X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
And welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, and to our affiliates who are now joining the Talkstar Radio Network, welcome to the X Zone, the place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. And the X Zone comes to you Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern on the Talkstar Radio Network and our fine family of broadcast affiliates around the world. My guest this hour is the one and only Ellen from Premier Psychics, and we're going to be talking tonight about metaphysics, dream interpretation, and who knows if anyone would like to give us a call and speak to Ellen, maybe ask what's in your future. 1-877-528-8255. That's toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii at 1-877-528-8255. And Ellen, how in the heck are you, my dear friend?
You know, Rob, I'm just Premier. How are you?
Boom. I'm just X-Zony.
See, there you go.
I'm excellent.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm excellent. One thing I've always wanted to ask you, when you come on the show and you talk to people and they ask you questions about their future, why is timing such a difficult aspect of a psychic reading?
Oh, yes, and it is, Rob. You know, I think my theory on this, and in talking with some of my colleagues, they do agree, is that timing does not exist except in this realm.
Yeah.
So in the other realm, say, let's just pick a place, heaven, there's no such thing as time. Therefore, when we try to put time on somebody's situation, it's very difficult. Now, sometimes we can nail it. We just get it, and it's there, and it works. And other times it doesn't happen when we think it will. But what's important to remember is that just because the timing is off, it doesn't mean the event will not happen.
So all right. So if somebody calls up and they say, they ask you about a job, for example, when do you see them getting another job? I would imagine that what you actually see is the change, but it would be very hard for you to say when the change happens. Is that the right way to describe it?
Yes, I think that's excellent. Sometimes you'll get a sense of a season. You know, it's winter, it's summer, what have you. Or sometimes you'll get a sense of what's going on around that person, which will tell you a little bit about the timing. For instance, if they have small children, does that smallest child look a lot older, a little older? I mean, you get hints on timing, but it is tough, Rob. For me, it's the hardest part of what I do.
What's the easiest part of what you do?
Oh, talking with people, connecting with them, feeling positive, and trying to share the light with them. That's easy. That's just a joy. The timing is tough.
Timing is everything in life, isn't it?
It can be, yes, and it's very hard to believe when something hasn't happened yet that it actually will happen. But I've seen it so much where, okay, it's been delayed, I don't know, timing stuff, and then the person will say, oh my God, Ellen, it happened, and I'll go, yes, finally. It can be tough, but it doesn't mean it won't happen.
All right, Ellen, please stand by. You and I have to take our first commercial break of the hour. Ellen is our special guest. She is one of the fine psychics at Premier Psychics, and you can visit their website at www.premierpsychics.com. And Premier is spelt with an extra E, just for excellence. And their toll-free number is 1-866-803-6593. Now, if you'd like to speak to Ellen, ask her a question about your future, Batman tells me the lines are open at 1-877-528-8255. Maybe you'd like to ask Ellen a question about her being a psychic. Maybe you'd like to ask her about a dream that you've had. Maybe you'd like to ask her about being an empathic. 1-877-528-8255. Cal Korff is going to be with us still tonight, and Ellen, Batman, and I will return on the other side of this commercial break as we continue live and around the world from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the Talkstar Radio Network. Don't go away now. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net. Welcome back, everyone. Ellen is our special guest of this hour. If you'd like to give us a call, 1-877-528-8255. That's toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii at 1-877-528-8255. Ellen, there's such a controversy about the difference between soulmates and twin flames. Is there a difference, or are they one and the same?
Well, I think there is a difference, and people have different theories and opinions on this. Mine is as follows. Twin flames, to me, they can even be brother and sister. They can be mother-son. They can be father-daughter, best friends, what have you. There's a very profound connection, but it is not romantic love. It's agape love, brotherly love, even sibling love or parental love, but it is not romantic sexual love, whereas soulmates are destined to be together as lovers, married as lovers, romantic, passionate love. And so to me, that's the difference. And what happens sometimes, Rob, is that twin flames will marry because the love is so intense. And it doesn't work out because in time it begins to feel very uncomfortable, almost has an incestuous feel to it. I've seen it where people say, I love this person so much, but I just can't be with them. And it'll turn out they're twin flames and should not be married. So that, to me, is the difference, that one is a more agape-type love and the other is romantic sexual love.
That makes sense. But when you meet somebody for the first time and everything clicks, like you get the feeling that you've known this person before, like you've known them all their lives, you feel so comfortable with them. What is that classified as?
Well, it can be either one. It can be a twin flame or it can be a soulmate connection. It's not that hard to discern once you have those differences in mind, and that is because although you're going to feel very close to a soulmate, like you've known them before, you're very attracted to them, you're very drawn to them for a lot of reasons, there's nothing uncomfortable about the chemistry between you. Whereas if it's a twin flame, it may never feel quite right. It feels off. It feels awkward. You love them, but you're not all that into being sexual with them, and that's how you can tell.
1-877-528-8255 is toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. Ellen is our special guest from Premier Psychics. If you'd like to give us a call and see what lies ahead in your future, maybe you'd like to ask about your job, maybe you'd like to ask about your love life, maybe you'd like to know if you're going to be taking that trip or winning the lottery for that matter. 1-877-528-8255. Ellen, with so much talk these days about near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, reincarnation, and life after death, why is it that people are still so afraid of dying?
Good question, Rob. People are afraid of change. People are afraid of the unknown. And for people who have not had an experience, a near-death experience, or have known someone who has, etc., it's, my God, I'm going to be erased. I'm not going to exist. And so the ego says, no, that's too scary. I need to be here. I need to be interacting. What's going to happen to me? And very often it's what's going to happen to my loved ones, etc. When for people who have had contact with, in quotes, the other side, the next experience, then they know that it is a transition to something new, something different, but it isn't the end. So in my opinion, Rob, it's the finality of death and the fear of what happens next that makes people very fearful to die, and to that sense of losing themselves, where in fact, in my opinion, you don't lose yourself at all. You just lose your body. You move on and have other experiences spiritually.
Do you think that we don't value death the way that we should? And let me explain that. In other societies and other cultures, death is not glorified, but it's accepted. You know, like
right.
You're born to die, basically.
Exactly.
What we do in between birth and death is what makes us who we are.
Right.
The Irish, they have a wake where they celebrate the person's life.
Yes.
It's a very joyous occasion.
Absolutely.
If we can call death joyous in any way. However, you know, like they look at the person's achievements. They've looked at the funny side of what they've done. You know, the friends, the pros and cons that this life has brought to other people, the ripple effect that you and I have talked about before.
Yes.
And it seems that other societies mourn the life, mourn the passing. And the way that I look at it, when someone passes, they you know, like, God bless them, they're going to be missed. That everybody knows. It's called the human factor. We miss those who we lose. But that for that person, they've gone on to another place, the next plane, the next chapter in this book that we call life. You see, the way that I look at life, the existence here now, Rob McConnell, who was born in 1952 to whenever he passes, is that this is one chapter. This is one chapter, and everything that I have done in my life is a paragraph in that chapter.
I agree. Yes. But remember, Rob, I agree with you totally, but not everybody has that concept to hold on to. Yes, grief is a very complicated thing,
yes,
and
it is.
I don't know that we ever truly understand it and the ramifications, or as you put it so well, the ripple effect of grief. But it is a selfish emotion. It's a real, and it's, God, you feel how you feel, and that's fine, and work it out and do what you need to do to deal with that. But it is selfish because for the person that has passed away, next chapter, whatever, they're having a glorious experience. And so we miss them. But their experience, from everything that I know anyway, is very positive. You also bring up another wonderful point, Rob. We tend not to deal with death as a part of life.
That's right.
We want to hide it. We want to separate it. We don't want to celebrate that person's life. And that makes it even more difficult to get through the grieving process.
Yep.
I don't know if you've seen it, Rob, and I can't give the author, so forgive me. I'll look it up and send it to you. But there's this neat little video going around. Someone sent it to me, and it's called The Dash, D-A-S-H.
No, I
and
haven't
it's
seen it.
the space between the day and year that you were born and the day and year that you died.
Wow.
It's just wonderful. I will get it to you. I'll
Please
find
do.
it and get it to you.
Please do, and we'll let the
Dash.
X-Zone Nation know.
And it's just what you were saying. It's a paragraph. What did you do between your date of birth and date of death? Yeah.
All right, let's take a call. 1-877-528-8255. Let's go to Monique. Hello, Monique.
Well, hello there, Rob.
How are you doing tonight, dear?
Hi, Ellen. I'm doing good, thank you.
Excellent.
Hi, Monique.
Hi there. I have a question in regards to a male, a recent male that I've just met. And,
You animal, you.
I don't want to identify him, so I'd like to use a letter,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
if that's okay.
Sure. You don't even have to do that.
Oh, very good.
You don't have to do anything identifying, Monique.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. So this male, maybe you can guide me with this, but I just can't make heads or tails about his honesty or his intentions, and I just don't know whether to stay away or keep going with the relationship.
Well, tough one on the air, but I'll say this and you'll know what I mean.
Okay.
Monique, please use caution, and we don't want to be overly suspicious, but we don't want to be naive and accept everything at face value. So I would go ahead and get to know this person better, but if red flags are popping up like, boy, I don't believe that, or that doesn't sit right with me, or I'm not understanding where he's coming from on this or that, and it feels there's kind of an unreal quality to the things that he is telling you, and even some of his behaviors to me are feeling bizarre, I would use extreme caution, and I wouldn't wait too long to make your decision. Your intuition, Monique, is saying, watch out, be careful, listen to it, okay? Does that make sense, what I just said to you?
Pardon?
I said, does that make sense to you, what I just said?
Yes, it does. It does
Okay.
very much.
Mm-hmm.
I thank you very much, Ellen.
Oh, you're so welcome. Pay attention to yourself here, Monique. Recently, he said something that really made your eyebrows go up, and I would use extreme caution.
Thank you very much.
All right, Monique. Thank you very
Good
much for calling. Good night now. 1-877-528-8255 is toll free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. That's 1-877-528-8255. My special guest this hour is Ellen from Premier Psychics. We're talking about death. We're talking about metaphysics. We talked about the difference between twin flames and, soulmates. Metaphysics, Ellen, we've got about 30 seconds. How would you describe metaphysics?
Well, it's an overarching perspective that brings in consensual reality, but it also brings in people's experiences, intuitions, etc., input from other cultures, religions, spiritualities, that give us a broader perspective than this very finite, very tiny moment that we're in right now.
All right, Ellen, please stand by. You and I will be back on the other side of the news with calls from the X-Zone. If you'd like to get a little glimpse into your future, 1-877-528-8255. My name's Rob McConnell. This is the X-Zone, and we're coming to you live and around the world from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. For more information on Premier Psychics, visit their website at www.premierpsychics.com. And if you'd like to speak to Ellen for a private consultation, 1-866-803-6593. We'll be back after the news. Don't go away.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone Broadcast Network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies.
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows.
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net. Welcome back to the X-Zone, everyone. Ellen, welcome back. Let's go to Ottawa. We have Robin who'd like to join us at this time. Hi, Robin.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks very much for sharing your evening. Wasn't it a gorgeous day today?
It was phenomenal. It's about time.
I'm telling you, I went outside for a while, and it was just like, thank you, feeling that beautiful sun on you, and just that breeze, and you know the brown grass is going to turn back to the green grass of home very shortly. Robin, Ellen is with us. Go right ahead, young man.
Hi, Ellen. How are you?
Great. How are you, Robin?
I'm doing great. I guess I have a question about my current situation with regards to my relationship, and I just wanted to know if I'm in the right place and I should stick things out, or if something else might be happening in the future.
That you're asking the question makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
I don't think you're settled. Honestly, I can't tell whether you're not settled because I see bumps in the road behind you or potholes in the road where communication has been low, and I think there's an ongoing question or issue between the two of you that never quite gets resolved. Boy, I would look at it very carefully, but I would not end this until I was sure that I had communicated with this person fully, because you hold back too. You're a little afraid of your vulnerability here. So make sure that you put all your cards on the table. I see you being pulled in, almost nervous, anxious, afraid, kind of a mixture there. And so I would be very upfront with this person and say what you need, and then let that person tell you what they need, and then see if it matches. And if not, then end up as gracefully and compassionately as you can. I think it can be worked out. But saying that, do I think that this is the love of your life, the person you're going to be partnered with for life? I do not.
Sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
I said I do not think that this is the person you will be with for the rest of your life.
Okay.
And I think you already know that. And yet I don't think the relationship is over either. I think there's some more time in here, if for no other reason, for you both to learn to be more open, more communicative, and try to work on that fear, Robin, of being afraid to say, look, this is what I really need for a relationship to work. And it doesn't matter how ridiculous it sounds. It's you and it's what you need, so don't be afraid to say so.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Good. I hope it was helpful to you.
It was. Thank you very much.
Robin,
you're so welcome.
Take care of yourself, Robin, and thanks for calling.
I love the show, Rob.
Thank you very much.
Every night after work.
I appreciate that very much, and it's our pleasure to give you the very best we can. Good night, sir. 1-877-528-8255. Now, that's toll-free throughout the U.S., Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. My special guest is my good friend, and her name is the one and only Ellen from Premier Psychics, www.premierpsychics.com, where the extra E in Premier stands for excellence. Mind you, in my book, excellence starts with an X. Ha. I couldn't help that one.
You just had to do it, didn't you, Rob?
Yeah, I had to. I was going to stop, and I figured, nah, go for it.
Exactly. Why not?
You know, we were talking about death before, and I've got to be honest with you that I dread the day. I honestly dread the day where I'm going to get a call, and it's going to be that call that we all dread, where it's going to be the passing of one of my parents. And I'm very blessed that Mom and Dad are still around.
Wonderful.
You know, and my mom was very sick. She had open heart surgery. They closed her up. She caught an infection. They had to open her back up. God bless her. And I slept by the phone for a couple of weeks. And you know, in my own way, I asked the powers to be, what I call the universal life force, to give her strength, to give her the ability to get better, so that I could see my mom again. And you know what? In that time, I grew inside.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And just like any other kid, I was no gem at times. But we were able to, after the growth, to mend the bridges. You know? And
Perfect. Yeah.
But I know that what happens after this for everyone out there has got to be better than the trials, the tribulations that we've been put through here. I believe that hell is here on earth.
Well, and regardless, Rob, at the very worst, and I don't know who it was who said this, but somebody did, and it was very wise. At the very worst, it's sleep.
Yes.
And so I'll deal with that.
Yeah.
I know it's more, but that's my own personal faith and belief. But of course, we dread that call when our parents pass away, or God forbid, a child or a close friend, a sibling, whatever, grandparents, the whole thing. Even though we may have a deep and profound belief and know that there's something more, and that something more, in quotes, is glorious, we still have lost someone very important to us.
Yep.
And it takes a long time to come to grips with that loss, because it connects to all the other losses we've ever had.
But I really believe that if society, theology, and philosophy would have a better understanding of what death is, we too, like the Irish, who miss those who are departed. But what they do is they look at the positive aspects of the person's life, and they celebrate his life.
And they talk about it, Rob.
That's right.
You notice, you know, if you've had a death in your family, God forbid, everybody's there with their casseroles and their sympathy cards and their flowers, and then pretty soon that all dies down, and you're left there staring at this gaping wound in your life. And no one's talking about it because they don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it. And I will tell you in the X-Zone Nation, talk about it anyway. How are you doing? You know, I remember this about that loved one. Or, gosh, you know, I'm sorry, I never got to meet that loved one. Tell me about that loved one. The elephant in the living room, we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it's so hush-hush. It's like death is a dirty word.
But you know what? As I think that things are changing rapidly. For example, there are grief counselors now. They even have grief counselors for people who lose their pets.
Yes, they do.
You know, because people who are not blessed with children animals that have unconditional love like a child has becomes their child. You know, and you know, I having worked with the SPCA and seeing people and how they love their animals and how they're taken care of, you know, you can see the bond, and it's a very strong bond. So,
Absolutely.
you know, whether it's an animal that passes, there's grief counselors. Whether it's a person, there's grief counselors. And I think that, like you said, by talking about it, we'll take it out of the cupboard, we'll put it on the table, and we'll face it dead on. Let's go to our next caller, Maria in Ottawa. Welcome to the X Zone.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Hi. Oh, I can hardly hear you.
I said, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks, Maria. What's your question, honey?
My question is to know something about my health. I've been having a bit of a problem, and I'd like to know if I'll be okay.
Well, first of all, have you gone to see a doctor?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. Now, as you know, give your disclaimer.
What?
Maria, anything I say to you cannot and should not be used in place of excellent medical care. You know that, right? So I can't.
Yes.
In other words, I cannot be responsible for your well-being. But what I will tell you is this: that I do think that you've been doctoring, seeing doctors, and they know some of what's going on. They don't know some of what else is going on. I think there's a bit of a mystery here. Is that correct?
It is, so something, they sort of get confused. It's about my heart, you know. I mean, it, as you know, it's up and down. It's medication and medications and medications.
What I would suggest you do, and if you've done this, I do apologize, but I would suggest that you take every bit of medication you take, and you go to your pharmacist.
I can hardly hear you. A little higher.
I'm sorry?
I can hardly hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. I would suggest that you take all of your medication, Maria, every bit of it, take it to your pharmacist, and have your pharmacist go over each medication you take and make sure that there aren't any subtle interactions that aren't in your better interest. That's the first thing I'd do. The second thing I would do is take a look at what you are so worried about. And I'm not saying that there isn't a bona fide medical situation here, but you also have a lot of, you're burdened with worry, stress, fear. Something is going on with you that is underlining
my husband
this problem.
2 years ago, and obviously it's a lot.
Sorry to hear that, sweetie.
It's very difficult. It's very difficult, and it does have an impact, Maria, on our body. Make sure you're talking about these things. Make sure you're getting the support that you need. And, of course, follow your doctor's advice, but make sure that your medications are not interacting in a subtle negative way. That's my biggest hit.
And you don't see anything bad, let's say, you know, different other problems with in my body?
No, I think that, you know, there is something going on here, but I think it can be managed. I did not know, honestly, that it was the heart. I got some kind of vascular problem, which is connected to the heart. But, no, I think that this is something that can be managed, and I think you've got time ahead of you. I don't see you leaving us, and I'm happy to report that. I'm supposed to travel this summer to go overseas. There's something there that we're supposed to look after, and my son's been transferred to Toronto, my daughter transferred to Vancouver, and I have to go alone. Do you think that it's a good idea? Yes, and I remember this, too. I think I've talked with you before, Maria.
Did
and
you?
I told
Did
you... Pardon me?
I don't remember. I
remember this part, or someone with a similar story, perhaps.
No.
But absolutely travel. You will be fine. You'll be fine. There are doctors all over the world. Don't forget that.
Oh, great.
Should you need a doctor, you can always get one.
You know, because I have this bad, this heartbeat it's this fibrillation that I have.
But what you should do, Maria, is talk to your doctor and go with his advice.
Yeah,
because
he tells me that I can go, and I said anytime I have this, I have to go to the hospital, and they have to give me an electric shock.
Yeah.
To put me down and revive me again. Obvious when you're overseas, do you know if they can do this? I don't.
Check with your doctor, dear, and that's the best advice we can give you when it comes to traveling. Thanks very much for joining us, Maria. Take care of yourself. Let's go to Lori in Iowa. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
How are you this? Let's see, you're still at nighttime over there. So how are you this evening?
Actually, it's morning. Just fine. How are you?
I shot my foot off with that one, didn't I? I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Timing is hard, Rob.
Yeah, look who's talking. What's your question for Ellen, Lori?
Well, I just started a new relationship with somebody that I've known for 25 years. I'm just kind of wondering if it's the right one.
Yes, and did I mention yes? Lots in common. A sense of connectedness that is very grounded. It's not a pie in the sky, fireworks going off, I'm madly in love, madly being the operative word. This is a stable, consistent, emotional, mental, spiritual connection, and I would definitely move forward in this relationship. There's much happiness and joy there for you. If you were my sister, my daughter, what have you, I would say, don't walk away from this one. This is solid gold. Go for it.
All righty. Well,
and you already know this, too, Lori.
Well, I had an idea. I mean, we've known each other for 25 years and tried it 25 years ago and couldn't connect, so.
Well, we've been talking about timing tonight. That it would not have worked then. It will work now. It'll work beautifully. I see a lot of happiness for you with this person, and I see that sense of being comfortable and excited at the same time, and you can't beat that combination. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. You found someone that you can spend the rest of your life with happily and securely, I might add.
Lori, congratulations.
Do you use the marriage in it?
Let's ask. Hold on here, guys. We have to take a commercial break. Lori, don't go away. Ellen, stay where you are. Batman, you and I will be back on the other side of this commercial break as the X Zone continues. We're right here, live and around the world on the Talkstar Radio Network from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
And welcome back, everyone. And this portion of the X Zone Radio Show is being brought to you by Karen Bentley's Sugar-Free Miracle Diet. How to beat the sweets, add back the fat, and be skinny ever after. Visit her website at www.sugarfreemiracle.com. That's www.sugarfreemiracle.com. We have Lori from Iowa on the phone. We have Ellen from Premier Psychics on the phone. First of all, Ellen, thanks very much for being with us tonight. Always great having you on. And,
thank you for having me, Rob.
And let's see, do you see wedding bells in the future for Lori?
Absolutely, I do. Yes. I have no doubt about this. You're going to be very happy with this person. You're going to marry him, within a year or less, actually. He wants to do this. He wants to spend the rest of his time with you, and I just see you enjoying it in a very comfortable, calm, rational, loving way, Lori. You have found the right person, and remember, it's never too late.
All righty. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for calling me, Lori.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care now. Bye-bye now. Oh, wedding bells.
Linda Ellis is the name of the woman who wrote that poem that they made that little movie about, The Dash. Linda Ellis. I sent it to you, Rob.
Thanks very much. Do you know who we have coming on the show? I'll give you the exact date. Monday, May the 12th. Do you know who I've got coming on the show?
I do not.
All right. Do you remember Buddy Holly?
Yes.
Do you remember the song Peggy Sue?
Yes.
I have Peggy Sue coming on the show.
Get out of here.
I am serious. I have the one and only Peggy Sue that Buddy Holly sang about. In fact, I had a nice long conversation with her this afternoon. She's a gem of a lady, and she'll be with us on the first hour on May the 12th, Monday, May the 12th. The original Peggy Sue.
I'll be sure to tune in, Rob.
Buddy Holly, that brings back a lot of memories, you know. Summertime, fun, dancing, school.
Rock parties.
It's timing, Ellen. It's timing. Hey, listen, Ellen, thanks very much.
We heard about it. We weren't there, of course.
I thought you didn't lie.
Rarely, and never in a reading.
Ellen, thanks very much for joining us. Do me a favor, say hi to Big Larry for me.
I certainly will, Rob. And thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, and say hi to all my friends at Premier Psychics.
I will. You have a wonderful night, Rob.
Take care, sweetie. Ellen from Premier Psychics, www.premierpsychics.com, where you can call their toll-free number at 1-866-803-6593. When we come back from the news at the top of the hour at 6.5 minutes past, my good friend Cal Korff will be joining me from Prague in the Czech Republic. We're going to be talking about everything from Billy Meyer to terrorism to, of course, Bigfoot and much more. The X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard, Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern, and then the show is repeated in its entirety from 2 a.m. until 6 a.m. My name's Rob McConnell, and you're listening to us live and around the world right here on our home on the Talkstar Radio Network.